dugsiga boardingka iyo maalinlaha ah ee Amano Boarding and Day School.
Welcome grade 8. This is our English lesson, and for today we are going to look at the reading for comprehension. So that's why you see my topic there, comprehension. We are reading for comprehension. I have not put the subtopic. Of course, you'll guess the subtopic by the introduction. Let's go straight to our lesson. Look at this. We have the judge, associate witness, defense counsel, prosecutor, orderly, and so forth. Oh, if you have not got it, we still have another one here. Look at that. We have someone there. I think is who? Okay, we have others here. Next. I know you're getting now. Now you are trying now to sense where we are heading to. Look at that. Oh, we have someone seated there. We have another one talking. People listening. Others recording. Oh, remember we have a soldier there. Oh, okay. Let's move on. Now, what are we talking about? Let's have another one there. We have the courtroom. Oh, look. There you go. So in short, we are going to do a story about a court of law. So let's start our story straight away. Last week, I learned that my uncle Mbaga had been arrested. Word had it that he had stolen a neighbor's goat. Father said that Uncle Mbaga was likely to end up being tried in a court of law. One can be taken to court for offenses ranging from petty crime such as theft of a chicken, to very serious offenses such as murder, drug trafficking, corruption, and robbery with violence, said father. Will Uncle appear before a judge? I asked. He is likely to appear in a lower court before a magistrate. Judges hear cases in high courts. People are considered innocent until they are proven guilty in a court of law. Someone probably recorded a statement at the police station about the stolen goat. The person who reported the theft is referred to as complainant. The person they accuse is referred to as a suspect. Is Ango a suspect? I asked. He can't do something like that. Father looked at me and said, the investigation concerning your uncle are going on. A trial begins only after investigation has been completed. The suspect is then charged with the offense that he or she is said to have committed. The person who formally accuses someone of committing a crime in a court of law is called a prosecutor. From the time a suspect is charged, he or she becomes an accused person. What happens in court? I asked. People are called to give evidence. These people are witnesses. They take an oath and declare that they will tell the truth. In court, the person who makes the complaint is referred to as the plaintiff, Father explained. The person who is accused is referred to as defendant. Usually, the plaintiff and the defendant each have an advocate who speaks on their behalf in court, although the defendant may decide to defend himself or herself. I hope Ango has an advocate, I said. Yes, we have arranged for one. During trials, the advocate of the plaintiff interviews witness to support the plaintiff's side. Then the advocate of the defendant cross-examines those witnesses by asking them questions about what they have already said. Won't Uncle get a chance to tell his side of the story? I asked. Oh no, your uncle's advocate will present evidence to the court in order to convince the court that your uncle is not guilty. He will then ask the court to set your uncle free. Judges or magistrate listen throughout the trials and record the evidence. They then summarize the evidence and make a ruling. If they find the accused person not guilty, they acquit the person. If they find the accused person guilty, they convict and sentence the person to a fine or jail term or both. I hope that Ango will be acquitted. When someone is found guilty, is there anything that the person can do about that? I asked. Yes, if a convict thinks that the judgment was not fair, he or she can appeal to a higher court. Father answered. Good. You heard about that story? About someone who is accused of taking someone's goat and was taken to court. Remember, they did not take the law into their hands. They took this person to court. So let's go straight to the questions so that we see if you understood the story. Questions. Let's look at the questions. Question number 1. What was Angombaka accused of? Think. What was he accused of? Look. Angombaka was accused of stealing a neighbor's goat. This person was accused of stealing the neighbor's goat. Goat, an animal, goat. I'm not talking about coat, I'm talking about goat. Number 2, when does a suspect become an accused person? Look, when does a suspect become an accused person? Look at the answer there. When he or she is charged in court. When he or she is charged in court. Let's look at another one, number 3. Who hears cases in the lower court? What are we told about the lower court? Who hears those cases? Oh, there you go. Magistrate. Remember, the high court, that's where we have the judges. When you appeal, you go to the high court, then you'll find the judges. But in the lower court, we are going to have the magistrates. Now, after looking at those questions, I know you are able now to answer. Number 4, how can we tell that courts ensure us that justice is done? Tell me, how do you ensure that justice is done in court? How do you ensure that? Of course, let me see that one in comments. So in summary, this is what we've read. We've read this, that Angombaka was accused of stealing a neighbor's goat, and he was to appear in the lower court before a magistrate. His relatives, including the father to the one who is narrating this story, his relatives had arranged for him an advocate to defend him in court. If found guilty, what will happen? He will be convicted. And if not guilty, he will be acquitted. Then, what are we learning in that story? Of course, remember, these people got this person, they accused him of stealing a goat, but they did not take the law into their hands. They took the person to court. So, moral lesson, what are you getting out of that? We find out that we should not take a law into our hands. Now, remember, the story that you've read, we have more questions on the homework portal and on our website www.amanoboarding.com. Go there, find the homework and do the homework. Remember, from next week we are going to have an exam, so get prepared. Remember to go to the portal, read everything that we've been posting there online. You will also do that exam online, so make sure that you know how to do the homework. The same way we are doing the homework, that's how we are going to do our cycle 1 exam for this term 3. So get prepared. Have a good day. I hope you're taking good care of yourself. Thank you.